This video goes over how to enter assessment results of admin units into TracDat. There are two different ways to do this: from the view of you, the TracDat super user for your area, and from the view of the person who you assigned results to when you entered the assessment plan to begin with. We're first going to go over from the view of you, the super user. This is the results main screen. So once you have selected your unit, you go to Admin Unit Planning and then click Results. If you already have results in the system, your screen will look something similar to this. Up here, this 3 that's indicated, the little gray circle, that indicates the number of results that are currently associated with a specific outcome. So that's how many times results have been entered. You can also add results by clicking this green box. And once a result is entered, you can edit or delete it. Let's go ahead and get into the system and add a result. Occasionally throughout this video, I'm going to refer to the PowerPoint slide that we're on, just in case you're also following along with the PowerPoint. So right now we're on PowerPoint slide number 4. So browse to tracdat.sandiego.edu and go ahead and log in. Select the unit that you want to work with. So we're going to work with this for now. Now, to enter an outcome, you go to Admin Unit Planning and click Results. Open up the outcome and then click Add Results to the applicable measure. Now, it might be helpful to go ahead and have your results already maybe typed up in another area or something like that. It doesn't have to be, but for at least for the sake of this video, I wanted to do that. So the result date is the date the findings were collected. The result I've just pasted. So here, this was a focus group measure, and then so the result was an analysis of the transcript from the focus group had showed several emerging themes, including issues of programming, cultural identity on campus, inclusion in residence halls, and mentor support. The reporting period is the time period which this was done, and the criterion, whether it was met, yes or no. In this case, it was met. This is based on your benchmark up here. And then the reflective statement, I also already have that pre-typed. So some of the most important takeaways from that focus group were that freshmen felt more included than transfers, and those who studied abroad tended to have different views than those who did not. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save and Return. All right, so now we are on slide 6 of the PowerPoint. So after you've entered results, you can add an action under the applicable measure. So for here, for example, we can click Add an Action. So let's go ahead and do that. So now the action date is when the unit is going to take action. So we've done this analysis, we've had this focus group, we've had the results. What do we want to do now based on these results? So we want to take an action, let's say, at the beginning of the year. So beginning of fall 2020, that's when we want to work on something. And our action is that we are going to have more focus on transfer mentoring program next year and start conversations with the study abroad office regarding barriers for students completing a study abroad experience. All right, go ahead and click Save and Return. And then now what you can do, we are on slide 7 of the PowerPoint, is you can attach results. So click the related documents right here. And so if we want to upload, for example, maybe the focus group transcript, we could upload that. So I'm going to upload new document. See, focus group transcript, choose, save and relate, and complete. All right, and then next what we can do and we are on slide 9 of the PowerPoint, is we can report on implemented changes based on the action plan. So here's our action plan. This is what we wanted to do based off the result of this focus group. We can tell the system whether we actually ended up implementing these changes, so whether we actually followed up on these actions. So in this case, did we create a mentoring program for transfers, and did we talk with the study abroad office regarding barriers so more students could study abroad? So if we want to add an implemented change, we can click this green plus sign. And here we can say whether we completed it or not. So let's see. We wanted to complete it at some point during the fall. And so let's just say that we ended up doing this and we did it by, the end of the fall. We had completed it by, and I already have it pre-typed up. A mentoring program had begun in fall 2020, and study abroad conversation led to increased identification of transfer student heavy courses that have a study abroad experience attached to it. So we can say that we did follow up on our action. We actually implemented changes, which is excellent. So what you also could have done with this implemented changes is you can enter it yourself like we did, but what you can also do is assign it out to someone. So like the action plan, for example, we said that we're going to focus on transferring we said that we were going to focus on a transfer mentoring program. We were going to start conversations with the study abroad office. So it may not be you that's actually doing that. It may be someone else that's doing that. So you can assign it out where someone else needs to report on those implemented changes. That way they remember to do that, and so it's kind of a reminder that you need to follow up with the implemented changes and let the system know whether actions were already done. So if you want to do that, you can click this little wrench next to assignment under implemented changes, and we are on, FYI, we are on PowerPoint slide 11 if you're following along with the PowerPoint. So you can click this wrench and you can assign it out if you want someone to follow up on whether the action was done. So they would input the implemented changes instead of you. So you'd assign it to someone in your unit, give them a due date, so maybe the end of the fall. This would be the email subject that they're going to receive, and this is the email body description. So you could let this person know, Dr. Giddens, remember that we want to take action, see below, on this outcome regarding results of the focus group that happened last year. Please remember to let us know whether these action plans were implemented. Thanks. Something like that. This is how often the Dr. Giddens needs to upload and let us know about these implemented changes. So usually that's left at once. This is where they should be able to upload if they wanted to upload a document to support the implemented changes. You could do that here. And then email assignment to assignee. This emails it to Elizabeth, and then this would email it to you if you're interested. So let's just go ahead and do that. Save, return. Perfect. All right, and next we have, let's see where we are. We are on slide 14 now. Let's pull that up. So you have entered results from the view of you as the TracDat super user. That's what we just did. Now the rest of this video is going to go over from the view of the person you had assigned results to. So remember, when you were implementing your assessment plan, it's possible that you assigned someone else to record results and implement and put those into the system instead of yourself doing that. So maybe the person who did the focus group, you asked them to submit the results instead of you entering the results for them. So let's take a look at what that would look like. So when you assign someone an assignment, they'll get an email like this, and they can add it to their calendar. That way they'll have a reminder about when that assignment is particularly due. So this is an email that they may get, something similar to this. So at the end of this email, there's a link, so they could click this link and they'll be brought to the assignment. So here's their assignment. This is the web browser that they'd be brought to. It would look exactly like this. Now they should click this Go to Assignment, and then they would enter it the exact same way that you had done before. So they would enter the results, result date, reporting period, criteria met, and reflective statement. So that's how they would enter results. And you can see who's late in turning in assignments if you're interested. And what you can do is you can go to the admin unit and go to assignments. And you can see that all of them are done, but you can see if any had not been completed. And if they were late, you could have overdue. What you could do if you were interested in resending an email out, you could click this and click send. And it's going to resend those emails out to, in this case, Elizabeth Giddens is responsible for submitting results for these particular outcomes. So you could resend that out if you were interested. So you're done. You have entered your assessment results. Congratulations. What I recommend is that you make sure that you entered them correctly. So I recommend you go to Reports, Standard Reports. You can run this one if you're interested, if you have goals associated with your plan. The one that I like is this Admin Unit 4 column. So let's go ahead and run a report, Standard Reports. And I like this 4 column one. And here you can see your outcomes, you can see your measure, you can see the results which we just entered, you can see the action plan based on those results, and then here you can see whether the action was actually implemented, so changes were made. So this is your full assessment cycle just on 1 page and 4 columns. So, and it even has the documents that we uploaded as well. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please contact the Office of Institutional Effectiveness and Strategic Initiatives at the University of San Diego.